One of the law's most controversial victims are the elderly. The bill supporters howl when there is even a mention that the bill reduces or rations care for seniors, but they offer no evidence to support their claims. Let's confront their accusations with some facts. Page 1189 of the law says that the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force can modify or eliminate coverage of certain preventive services for Medicare members, and a half page later, it eases access of services through state-supported Medicaid. In other words, this law slashes Medicare funding and reduces services that can be delivered under the federally funded Medicare plan. Then it pushes those seniors to get those services from state-sponsored Medicaid by lowering the eligibility requirements into the program. It gets worse for seniors when you look at page 1176 of the law. Please read lines 2 through 11. Continue to page 1178 and review lines 14 through 16 to see what is considered an acceptable level of care. Let's consider your mother, grandmother, or aunt calls herself at risk for a particular serious or life-threatening condition. Let's have a show of hands. How many of you have high confidence she could independently navigate to and receive expert and prescient guidance as to how she addresses her concerns by going to a government website? Have you ever gone to a government website for any kind of information? This plan would have finding out if you were at risk for a serious medical condition on par with how to get a passport or applying for a government job. Next, look at page 1179. Mom and Grandma don't have it so good with Obamacare. She has to get a risk assessment from the government before she can receive preventive care. She may be asked to wear or use personalized technology as part of her care program. She may be asked to develop self-management skills to make sure she stays healthy. Once again, with a show of hands, how many of you hope your mom or grandmother gets directed to a self-help medical care plan? To summarize how unfair this law is to seniors, consider lines 21 through 23 of page 1002 that describes the powers of the Independent Medicare Advisory Board. Mr. President, the last time a law was enacted on this nation's citizens that didn't receive congressional consideration, we were paying taxes to the English monarchy. The audacity of this circumvention of the Constitution is only surpassed by the arrogance it took to concoct it.